Hi, welcome to Vegan Finds Quarantine Edition Day 2. So, tonight's dish is going to be enchiladas. And the first thing we're going to start off is by making an enchilada sauce, which is really pretty easy. You don't have to, you know, um, waste a lot of money buying pre-made enchilada sauce. Ingredients are basically crushed tomatoes, chili powder, cumin powder, ground garlic, ground onion, and red chili flakes. And that's basically it. A little salt, a little pepper, and mix it all together. Thin it out with some veggie stock or water. I'm going to be using water tonight. And boom, you got enchilada sauce. No need to have all sorts of weird chemicals and stuff in there. So I'm going to start by making the enchilada sauce, and then tonight for dinner we're having the enchiladas, and we're going to use the leftovers that we had from the stuffed cabbage. So we're going to use the rice that I made plus some of the meat, and we're going to spice that up. We're going to make two different kinds of enchiladas, and that's basically it. So stick around and let's see what happens. Okay, so to make enchilada sauce, um, in a bowl you're going to add basically 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. But since this is the quarantine edition, I don't have crushed tomatoes, so I'm using a can of tomato sauce, which has a couple extra spices in it that crushed tomatoes wouldn't have. And to that, in this little container, I have basically 1 tablespoon of, I'm using a dark chili powder, um, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's going to give it a nice kick to it. Um, 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin and onion powder. Um, I added, just to taste, a little bit of salt. I don't like to add too much salt. I like to add it towards the end as opposed to in the middle of things. And um, a healthy pinch of red pepper flakes. I'm just going to dump those in. You can see how dark that chili powder is right there. And just whisk it. Now, if you're using crushed tomatoes, you would probably need to add a little bit of water or veggie stock, or the chickenless chicken stock. But in this case, I'm not, and since this is already fairly thinned out, and you can see how much darker it has become, I will take a taste of this just to see how it tastes. Ooh, that's good. Wow, it's spicy the way I like it. And that's your enchilada sauce. Now you can see you have quite a bit there. And what it cost me, 88 cents for the can of tomato sauce, and maybe 50 cents for all the different spices that I used. So a lot better than buying that canned stuff that's basically flavorless. So that's enchilada sauce for you, and I will show you how to make enchiladas later. Okay, so let's start making some enchiladas. So in this container is the leftover Trader Joe's beefless ground that has in it already mixed a little bit of tomato sauce, some cooked onions, and some cooked rice. This was our base for the stuffed cabbage that we made yesterday. So this is part of our quarantine edition. And this will be one set of our enchiladas. I'm going to mix in some of the Trader Joe's fat-free, refried beans. It's just beans and salt. And since my kid likes the refried beans, we're going to add some of that in there. And we're going to add to it a handful of soy delicious cheddar. And this is going to be the filling of our enchilada. So I'm going to mix that all together, and I will show you how to roll a couple, and I will then move on to our next version of the enchilada. Okay, so here I have a corn tortilla that I steamed in the microwave. I wrapped them in a paper towel that I wet with a little bit of water and microwaved it for 30 seconds. And what we're going to do is we're going to just take some of the filling, drop it on the inside of here, and we are going to basically roll it up like so. So you can see, pretty easy. You kind of want the sides tucked in a little bit, so just in case you don't want the filling to spill out. And then they're going to go into the dish. As you can see, I put some of the enchilada sauce down on the bottom because, again, you don't want these things to stick to the bottom. Plus, it'll help the tortillas will absorb some of the enchilada sauce, and it'll make for a real nice dish. I'm going to continue to fill these up. When I'm done with these, I will go on to the next dish, and I will show you how to make our second version of the enchilada. So my wife was kind enough to remind me that our daughter does not really like the beef type style enchilada. She likes the cheese and the beans. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, we still have quite a bit of rice left over from the other day. This was basically 1 cup dry. So I'm going to add probably half that amount in. I'm going to take a handful of cheese, and that's again the soy delicious cheddar, and a big wad of the refried beans. And I'm going to mix that in. And I'm going to make some enchiladas for my daughter. And basically, just mix it all together until it's a cohesive unit, we'll call it. And you'll see, you can just eyeball it. It might need a little more bean in this case. I used probably more rice than I should have. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I'll show you one more being wrapped up. And then we'll go on to the last one, which is going to be using some leftover soy chorizo that we had also from Trader Joe's. They have a fairly good vegan section of food, so it's really helpful when you're shopping for stuff. So here we go. There's the tortilla. Having a little trouble there getting some of this on there. Going to add a little bit more because I don't want her to complain there's not enough. And I'm just going to start by rolling it up, bringing the sides. And the one thing I forgot to mention is that when you're putting these into the pan, put them seam side down. So this part down, and there you go. That is a refried bean, rice, and cheese burrito, enchilada. Okay, so for the last of the enchiladas, we are going to be adding soy chorizo, which is from Trader Joe's. That is really super spicy. Again, we're going to be adding leftover rice to this. And you can still see we still actually have some rice left over. and again, some cheese to this. We're going to mix it all up. I may add some refried beans to this. I'm not sure yet. See how it looks. Yeah, I'm probably going to add some refried beans as a binder because this is a little crumbly. And while I'm sure it'll heat up nicely, it makes it very difficult to wrap. So I'll add some refried beans to this bowl. Mix it up, roll them up, and I'll show you the final product. And then we'll cook them and we'll taste them. So I'll be back shortly. Thanks. Okay, so the final step to the enchiladas is coating them with some enchilada sauce here. Spread it around. And we got 20 enchiladas out of basically using leftover stuff in the fridge that we had. And, you know, again, during these times where people have gone, you know, plum loco, I was at the supermarket, I saw people with full carts of, you know, stuff that's going to spoil, you know, going way overboard in what they're purchasing. And I understand that. It's a little disconcerting when you're getting all sorts of different kind of information from different people, and it's better to, I guess, err on the side of too much. But you know, as part of our vegan lifestyle, we don't want to waste. So now I'm going to just top this with some cheese as well. Again, this is more of the Soy Delicious cheddar shreds. And I'm going to do the last one, but these are going to go in the oven at 350, basically until the cheese melts and the tortillas get a little bit crispy. And once they're done, I'll bring them out and I'll show you the final product. But this is it going in, and we'll let you know how they turn out. Okay, so this is the finished product. We got some beautiful enchiladas here, and we hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, we hope that you subscribe, you hit the like button, and you hit that bell for the notification so you can find out when our new recipes get posted and other things that we may post from time to time. So again, thank you for stopping by. We enjoy it, and leave a comment and let us know what you think.